Hello and welcome to another stream of our Transport Fever 2 Transport Empire in Germany. We have the headquarters here, looking a bit meager, still not really blossoming as we thought it would, because we've spent a lot of money and we're not making as much money in this episode. But I have a plan to make a lot more money in this episode, because in the last episode we went accidentally a bit international with our new line that went all the way out to Metz and to France really. It joined out to Metz and Strasburg, which was an accidental French inclusion. But this episode, what I'm thinking is we build out our railway line from Kassel down to Austria, and if we go down to Austria we can connect through all these large towns, through these Alpine mountains and up to Salzburg and Vienna if you are from the UK, and we connect in these towns and it will bring in so much of our route, and also bring in Munich here, where we've got some industries that have been sort of left on their own. So another cargo hub out towards here. We connect internationally to Austria. I'm hoping is going to bring a lot of revenue back in. We're going to bring all that cargo and all those passengers up to Kassel, where they will be distributed out towards our network. So that is the plan for this episode. So let's have a look at what we're going to do. So we're thinking here, we've already got a bit of a railway going on, a pure moneymaker here, and I'm saying this like I've got any money to do anything with. I'm just reminding myself I've got absolutely no money. Yeah, we are struggling a bit here. We are struggling a bit here for cash, but things are blue now. They are blue now, so we are making money. If I just stop spending the money, we should be okay. If we have a look at our lines, which are really hurting us, our Hamburg to Berlin passenger line. Oh, it's a freight line. That is really hurting us. Oh, and that's moved up a bit. Hey, Andre, good to see you. Good to see you on the stream. So we are going to build internationally. We're going to make an international line, and we're going to connect in Österreich. I think that's what it's called in German, Austria. And we're going to make a line that's going to connect Austria, but also Munich, and Stuttgart, and bring those all into our lovely Kassel there. I'm in the middle of the screen because in the vertical format I still show up. So I'm doing a bit of that. So if you want to go on the shorts feed and have a look from there, you'll be able to see me in the middle. But if it bothers everybody and it's annoying that I'm in the middle of the screen, just let me know. So, right, we need some more money. I've only got 2 million. So I do think I'm going to need to do something about some of these lines, which are costing me a fortune. Or maybe I just need to lean into some lines which are making money. So this line here is making an absolute packet. Our refined oil line. Oil is always a moneymaker for me. We have this oil train. It's got a rate of 121. And it's bringing oil up to our Strasland chemical factory up in the north, the very north eastern corner of, I don't even know if this is in Germany. Someone will have to tell me about the Strasland there. I have no idea where it is on a map, but on this map, it's on our German map playthrough, so we'll call it German for now. But we have plenty of crude oil waiting to go south here. We also have more into the corner. Yeah, I'm just trialing it in the middle there to see if it works better for vertical. But we'll see. If it's too annoying, gets in the way of things, then I'll move it back over to the left. Right, so I'm just wondering whether we can put some more trains on this oil line, because it seems to be making a good bit of money now. we're not getting all of our oil from Emden and Dresden over here. We are, how much oil are we getting from there? So how much are we trying to supply? We can produce 400. Now we need 2 crude oil. Hey Tico Action, it's good. We're just trying to make some more money because we want to make an international railway in this episode to go to Austria, but I'm running a bit low on cash. So I'm thinking about this oil line down here, and if we can ship more of this, more of our oil, then we will we'll make some more money, and that will allow us to fund our international railway. So we have 400 wants to go there, and we've got on our line currently 260 doing that. So potentially we could increase the number of vehicles on this line. So what I'm thinking is we manage this vehicle. We currently have what are we using? Looks like we're using the the BR53. I think if we knock one off there, which I know doesn't make a lot of sense, but then if we duplicate that, I'm wondering if that gets us around 400. See, we've got 496 with those 2 on there, so we've probably got too many vehicles on there, and I really want to protect the profitability of these lines. So I've knocked 3 wagons off each of those trains, gets us down to 422, and if these trains, let's have a look at them go. Hopefully they can take more of the crude oil with a capacity of 85. They've got a rate of 421, and this factory here, this oil well, will produce 400. So we should be able to shift all of the oil. The other place where we're getting the oil from is all the way in this northwestern corner, where we have an oil well here at Emden. And that is, again, trying to ship 400 down that way. We have our boats which are shipping across the map, 399, almost perfect line rate. They ship east to west all the way over the northern part of Germany, past the Danish border, over here to our port, where you can see all of our ships ready to come in and out. We've got loads of ships doing that because it's quite a long journey. When that crude oil gets to here though, it needs to be taken on this refined oil line, which only at the moment has a rate of 121, and we need to ship, ideally we need to ship 400. So we can spend some money on some trains here. So I bought one more. It's going to get me to 182. I'm going to actually need loads more. I do have some loan to play with, so I'm going to go up to 9 million and save myself a little bit of cash. Little bit of cash there. Get myself, I'd like to at least, let's see how close we can get to that 400. So we're not quite there. We could probably do with one more train on this line. One more train would probably do it. So I'm just waiting. I've got 3 million in the bank now. When that money comes in, and we definitely want to do that, because then we can ship the 400 oil that we've got here. Ship the 400 from here, and that's going to take it to the refinery, and then we can bring back some refined oil, and then that can be turned into our plastics. And that was an already profitable line, so I'm hoping we have made it more profitable. This line, the Dresden crude oil, is a profitable line, has been making us a good amount of money, so hopefully that's going to continue to do so as well. And then this line here, this is where it's been making a load of cash. More trains on here hopefully will give us more income as well. So that's the hope. That's what we live and hope for. Let's have a little check on how we were doing from the last stream as well, because we invested a lot in our cargo hub down here. We've got absolutely, look at the length of this platform. The amount of logs on here is insane. And yeah, you can see there's a lot of stuff wanting to go to different places. Lots of places I want to go into between Kassel and Strasburg. We've got loads of trains on the line, but we are not shifting it fast enough. Saarbrücken planks is one where, let's have a look. we've got a lot on here. 197 is the line rate on this line. And it only comes out over here and brings those planks there. And then we take those logs back. So this should be a really profitable line. The factory itself is demanding... Well, it's demanding... It can make 200, so it's demanding 400 logs. So that is why we've got such a large build-up of logs. You can see here on that terminal. Absolutely loads coming in for that line. They're all clogging up this platform here. So we could probably do with some more trains on there as well. And this is a line that, again, is making me a pretty decent amount of money. Although this is a busy area. So last time we overdid it with this line. And it completely, well, it very nearly bankrupted me. Very, very nearly bankrupted me. So let's have a look. Do we think we could squeeze another one in? The line is pretty well separated over here. Yeah, we're almost at 1800 now. We can count down. You can get your parties out ready for the new century when we start to get some really serious trains going, which will really help actually move and shift some of this cargo, because we've got quite tricky cookies out here at the moment with the number of trains and how slow everything moves. I think we could definitely do with some better wagons on here, some better locos. So I've just bought another train for the Saarbrücken Planks line, and I am going to go all the way back over, and excuse the sort of dizzying view of the map. We're going to go back to our oil line here, and I want to see if we can get this up to 400. So we're now at 313, so we're pretty close. One more train, I'm really hoping. I've run out of money again. God, I thought I had enough. No. Yeah, exactly. More cargo, faster shipping, longer trains. We're going to have to upgrade some platforms to make them long enough. How much is one of these? I've got it. There we go. I've got the money. So at 376 here for a refined oil line. Hopefully, I mean, that's going to tank us for money in the short term. But once that gets going, we should start to clear out some of this crude oil here. And bring back some lovely refined oil, and that line should be very profitable. And all the while, we are shipping a load of plastic. We're producing now 200 plastics, and we're good with that. We like a bit of the plastics. So, where do the plastics go? The plastics at the moment come down to our goods factory down here, which is the only place demanding them. We do need to start transporting more of these goods, look, because this would it would actually level up if we were transporting more. So consumers at the moment are mostly Frankfurt and Hamburg, although we're only getting 15% in there. So we need to find out really why we've got such a problem. So if we look at Strasburg Plastics, that line does actually take them over there. We've got a rate of 106. To this area here, and then we have goods which are piling up at this goods factory, which this road depot, and it's no wonder we've got one horse and cart here. It's got to take something like 76 into the town, so it's never going to be able to do that. So we definitely need to upgrade this. First of all, we'll get rid of the horse, and I've just got into negative money. Ooh, the wrong time. I want a can stat. No. Right, we'll give it a couple of seconds and we'll be we'll have some better options. So maybe buying those trains was a bad idea, but we'll where are we at? Emden Oil are still raking it in. Is there anyone that's just absolutely tanking us? Meppen Ore Line is that's really costing us a lot of money, which it doesn't make a huge amount of sense because there's loads of it. We're full of it. Is it just that the trains are still, you know? All the trains appear to be moving. Oh, he says, and then one stops. So maybe this line is getting too busy, or they're all just waiting for a drop-off, because when this line comes in, they're getting going. I don't know, but we need some more money to come in. We definitely need that. Maybe we need to, one of the things we need to invest in is another line here to try and separate some of the trains we got going on, because we need so many trains to deliver this amount. It's just getting really clogged up. Look, we've got ore waiting here and here. When they eventually come in, they will make loads of money. There's 3 ore trains, soon to be joined by a 4th. When they all come in, it will work. But we do have a bit of money, so we can go over to Frankfurt Oder, and we can find, where's our little goods. Let's manage these vehicles. Right, so we need to replace this vehicle with a Kamstat, really. That's going to give us a rate of, let's have a look. It says no change, which I'm sure is wrong. But we can copy that at least. So that gets us 22. I want to get us to about 80. So I'm going to go copy 3 more of these. Oh, he says, I've got no money. Yeah, alternative platforms might help a bit. Maybe that's something I'll do in a second. I normally do that, and I did give all the entrances in for that reason. So let's have a look over here at the situation at Kassel, because it's quite an important cargo hub we have here. So, you know, we've got this one train here. Why is this waiting for a free path? Which makes no sense. Surely it can find a way in. Do I need to put signals at the top of the... If I put signals, not one-way ones, but... I mean, this looks more like a station anyway, doing that, but... I don't know if that's going to help. I don't think it will. This train only wants to come in there. And it's blocking everyone else up, so this is one that could definitely do with... alternative platforms, actually. I think you might be right. So our Kassel cargo hub here. Oh, I'll leave it back on the 1, but you know, let's see if we let it go to every platform. Is it now going to start moving? I'm just going to turn this around and then back that way. Still waiting for a free path. We've obviously got a train coming here in the way. Just got to wait for that one to pass. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this line. So that train can get moving now. Our ore line, let's have a look. See if we've got enough alternative paths here, because they can go to at least a 2, but I'm going to let it go to any. You know, if you're there, just go for it. See what happens. Gives them more options. Hopefully that will get us through. Yeah, we'll have to see if it does cause chaos when this goes in. We've got this nice long plank train coming in here. It's not even full of planks, which is really annoying. It's holding everything up. But hopefully, we'll just speed this up a little bit. I want to see if how this flows now with that line coming in. So we've got this train coming up to the signal here. It's got a clear path signal there, so that one can go straight through, which is lovely. Beautiful. And what have we got coming up next? So we're just waiting on this. You can see the signal in rear is currently in danger, waiting for this train to pass. But the next one has not yet come. Are they in? Where are they? Oh, it's in this in the tunnel here. We are on the way. So I think the alternative platforms. I was toying with whether I should segregate the different platforms, or whether I should have them just go to alternate. Normally, when I've played other playthroughs, like my road only playthrough, I let everything go to every platform most of the time. And that always seemed to work, especially when you've got hundreds and hundreds of horse-drawn carts to get your cargo everywhere. But this is, I think this is the first time I've done a sort of cab ride into the new cargo hub. So far so good. We've had to stop at this signal, and I think that's because just ahead of us, you can see here as we're coming in, that train has had to cross over that path there, which has stopped this one, but it's only a short stop. We've got 2 trains coming out now, and we've got one coming out and one going in at the same time, which is really good. Look at all the trains going on here. It's a lovely view. We've got the one going underneath to collect some logs. These 2 trains have found a path next to each other with no interference, and I think that is really helping us now. We've got the next ore train coming up from Meppen, which hopefully will the better flow here will help us to make some more money on that line. We've got 10 million in the bank now, which is really starting to look a bit more healthy. And he says, "I've now got 7." Oh, but we've got 10 million in the bank, and we had 10 million in the bank, and that's a good thing because it means we can do our international trip soon. Frankfurt Oder, we've got a rate of 86 now, so that town should start to see those goods come in, which should increase. You can see the transport percentage for the plastic factory as well, for the goods factory I should say, is going up. We're getting everything to Hamburg, but at the moment we've only got 50% to Frankfurt, but that will soon change because we're trying to ship 82, and all of our lines can do at least that. So soon enough we will get those things there. Berlin, the platform at Berlin, there's 31 bread, but the vehicles, maybe we should change those out for something more modern. Yeah, this gets us a slightly higher rate going into Berlin there, which is good. Keeps Berlin in good health, in good growth. In the last episode, actually, Berlin was not the highest, city anymore. The biggest city on our map has actually become, by size, Köln. Look, absolutely crazy, absolutely booming Köln, and it's taken over. Berlin is there. Look at this, and the line here. We've got 272 people waiting to do. Absolutely ram full platform here on this line. Now I would love to put more trains on here, but I tell you, we're not making a load of money from that line. The finances for this passenger line, even though we've got loads of people waiting to get on, are still not really paying off. And I haven't done a passenger only playthrough yet, Tico Action. Maybe I should. I think that would be a real challenge actually, because it's hard to consistently make money. You can see here we've got loads of people wanting to go via Köln Annex here. So there's loads of people that want to go just to here, and there's loads of people that want to go to Dusseldorf, which is here. So there's a real demand for a shuttle here. Yeah. Oh, new locomotive and cars. Ooh. Right, okay, let's have a look what we got. Right, I'm just going to slow the game down actually, because we sped into 1900. I didn't even notice. Oh, we've got the A35. Ooh, now that has a speed of 100 kilometers an hour. We are talking business speeds now, and passenger-wise, we've also got the 6-wheeler, which can go at 100 kilometers an hour. But with that, we have a massive jump. We don't have anything electric yet, but we do have a massive jump in the running costs. Now, we will get a bonus for the top speed of the vehicle. So I'm wondering for our longer passenger lines, actually. Wait. Where's our big baby passenger line here? Is it making us any money? Oh, it made loads of money last time. Our absolute beaut here. Now, this is a really long line. We're currently going at 60 kilometers an hour, but how much better would this be if we were going at 100 kilometers an hour? That would be great. Although we've just had to stop, which is not good. We are still sharing with our passenger line, but if any of the trains we upgrade, I feel like it has to be this one. Wait. I know what we'll do. Let's look at our passenger lines. We'll look at our passenger trains specifically. And I want to go down and see which are our most profitable. So our most profitable passenger line at the moment, a Hamburg to Berlin. I was going to say Freiburg to Metz, which is kind of crazy, but Hamburg to Berlin. This train makes us a good amount of money and has stayed profitable for a good amount of time. So I think this is probably the best one to invest and make faster. Let's do it with this one then. So we'll change the... Oh, we're going to have to get rid of everything. So we will go for the A35. We'll go passengers. We're currently 132 capacity with the 6-wheeler. We want to at least do that. We can get to 160 meters, 161 there. That's got 168 capacity. Mediocre, we are going to get to top speed in 135 seconds. I'm just going to drop one off there. 154 capacity, 150 meter long train. We can absolutely do that. And we need to get the colour right, because we had this beautiful red colour before. Which I am a fan of. And that looks, I mean, that looks regal. Beautiful. So this train is our first A35. Which can hit 100 kilometers an hour, but this does highlight another problem that we have. We are following quite a slow Hamburg to Berlin goods train, which is only going 45 kilometers an hour. So that is going to create a problem for us. So we may need to do some tracking in order to really take advantage of this train speed, because there's no point in having a 100 kilometers an hour train if we are not going to hit that frequency. So that should make it more profitable as well. So what I'm thinking is, we have our passenger station here at Hamburg. We come south out of Hamburg station, then we go on to the joint main line. If we keep the right hand side as a passenger line, we can come through to here. And let's think, where do we go through to? And then that would make sense as well, because we would be on the right hand side to go into Berlin as well. So I think a 4-track main line is what's in order. I think that will shouldn't cost us too much, because we've already got the line, but I think it'll be worthwhile. So what I'm going to do is we'll come down here. Oh, we've really got a real strange layout here, where we go up and down. I don't know if that's totally necessary. But we're not going to fix that just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to put down some new tracks. See, there's a decent amount of terraform here. I might be better off just to make a new line. I wonder if in fact, if I come to here, because that freight line was following some weird layout there. So I think if I go here and just come out on its own accord, so you can see we're kind of going up, but I want to go straight there. It doesn't really like that for obvious reasons. I'm just thinking that we could kind of avoid much of this weird terraform, especially through here. Maybe if I build a 2-section there, and if we can come out to there from this line here. It really doesn't like it. I might have to press C so to stop it snapping, but it doesn't really want to do it. And get to there, and that makes a lot of sense. And then we're running along side, and then we go. So that works. But we are going down here, avoiding this raised track section. And we're going to follow the geometry here. Yeah, I think I might have done something with the road. I'm going to pause the game here. I want to knock this junction back, because we're just going to come straight in here. We don't need to go onto the freight line at the moment, although we need to make sure that we don't strand our train in the middle of nowhere. So it's not a conventional 4-track with the way this has turned out, but it might make for some nice scenery, because I think that is a better line there, you see. Much flatter as we come down and through into Hamburg there. We also then need, we can actually, this is probably where we can do a double crossover, so we can move our train over if it is stranded, because this is our train here, look. When it comes back eventually, in fact, what we can do here, I'll go down a bit, and after this signal we'll see if we can't move the train over to the new line. So move our 4-track in a bit further along, and then we'll move this. Doesn't have to be too high speed, because this is purely a utility crossover we're building here. We're going to build that to there, so that will allow our train to come over onto the new faster line, and then we'll need to continue our 2-tracking, just double checking that it's nice and flat, and it is. From here onwards we look okay. We can come right down here, and we can continue over the bridge. Just making sure that's nice and flat, and it is. Yeah, I think it's definitely a worthwhile improvement. The higher speed means we're going to get a higher line rate, which is going to drive up the amount of money that we make on this line. So we can just connect this in now. Let's free up some space for the passengers. Might have to move this back a little bit here. Now they do go a bit close the way that does it, which I'm not a fan of. But we also want to keep this as a nice high-speed curve, because this is, now we have the capability to go 100 kilometers an hour, which we've not really been able to do yet. So we need to make sure that what we do is nice and high speed. So we go 96, 84. I wonder if we go a bit further back here, whether we can keep at 100. I might even go back over this level crossing here, and I bring it right around there. We do drop down to the curve's not great, to be honest. Yeah, maybe we go a little bit further back. We can sort it. We can maybe get a better angle. Just thinking if we went there, like that, we get to 90 across the level crossing. I think that'll probably do. I mean, 90 is okay. Maybe we can make it even faster later down the line. But we are coming to the station there, and that's going to be what we need. So, oh, it does not like this at all. It does not want to make this 3rd track here. Maybe I need to free it from, maybe I need to do this side first. Like that. And then bring this side into there. That works. And then this side into here. So I think we're all there now. We've got rid of our warning sign. Our Hamburg to Berlin line, you can see, is coming in there. We have it running all the way along here. And if you go to the lines, you can see our freight lines are using the slow line, and we have our high-speed passenger line there, which is exactly what we want. So we can get the game going again now. Actually, I want to see my train in action. Let's have a look. So hopefully this will use this junction here, and we'll move across onto the slow line. So it's going to slow down for a moment, 60 kilometers an hour, but this should mean we get to go a lot faster. So we're looking now for a nice high speed. It's our first, I mean, 100 kilometers an hour. It's got to be called a high speed. You've got to class that as a high speed line. I do. It's 60 miles an hour for those in the UK who do not operate with kilometers an hour. 60 miles an hour, 100 kilometers. It feels significant, and it will make short work of this journey. And the way that profit works in this game as well, it means you get, and the top speed of your vehicle has a big impact into what you actually get for your deliveries. So having 100 kilometers an hour should really help to make this line even more profitable, even with the higher running costs of all the wagons and the loco. And also we'll be doing the journey more often. So yes, we have the higher speed means we'll get a higher frequency. Currently, we don't have an estimated line rate yet. But we are coming into Berlin. Around on our fast line, you can see the train just drop into 90 as it comes around this curve. Oh yes, and we have no signalling yet on the fast lines. And I think that is a very good point, because what I'll typically do is I'll build another train and then completely forget that I haven't done any signals. So we can do some signals now. Now this is fairly easy because actually there is no interaction between the two lines. So this is purely block signals, which I'm going to put roughly, I'm just going to stagger them a little bit from the main line so we don't get sort of clipping of like that. But they're just purely block signals. So when we do have more trains doing more of these journeys between them, that you know, we have a lovely bit of signals going on, so we can put one either side of this junction to protect it. And really that's what we should do here as well, and get rid of that one. Need to get rid of, oh, it's not, where's the get rid of, yeah, there we go. Right, I want to demolish that one, and then we go back to here, put some more signals over here. Good shout out on the signals, because I always forget. We'll have one down here. I'm really looking forward to the train passing through this section, actually. If we get the shot of a freight train at the top and a passenger train down below, that would be absolutely beautiful. But we'll wait for that, and then we've got signals there, and we're looking okay into the station. That's all hunky-dory. So that should really help maybe increase the number of passenger line. Hamburg is actually getting smaller, which doesn't really make any sense. We're not transporting in as many goods up to Hamburg as I thought we would. We do want this goods factory here to upgrade, which it has done now. So we are now able to, is it? Yeah, we're transporting 189% from this goods factory. So we are making a good amount of money, and I did say that in this playthrough we would do something a bit more international. So what I really want to do is, we have this sort of stranded area out in the south east of our map near Munich, and we have Wien and Salzburg in Austria, München, Augsburg in the mountainous regions, which we have a little bit of industry going, but we have not yet connected in. And what I'm thinking is we build another spoke that comes south, and we connect in Nuremberg, Stuttgart and Munich, and then eventually to Vienna for another international connection, and start bringing some more goods and people, because we have here as well our passenger hub, which seems to be doing really well, although our passenger lines from here are both losing money. So that is something to keep an eye on. But I'm tempted to upgrade this train as well, because it is 114 people on here. That would do pretty well, I think, going at 100 kilometers an hour when it does make that journey. But it is a long old journey, and there is some foretracking that we need to do. But anyway, what I'm thinking is we can come out here. We've got Frankfurt here as well, which could easily be connected, in Stuttgart. Maybe we could do this bit by bit. We could do some passenger connections rather than freight connections. So we go down. Do we connect in Frankfurt? I think we've got Fulda here, but that's very Fulda, which is very small. Frankfurt's quite a big town. Mannheim, Mainz, Furtwangen. Oh, that's a name I should not get wrong, otherwise I'll get banned. Stuttgart, that's a big old town. So really, it's got to be Frankfurt and Nuremberg. Nuremberg is quite big as well, but that's maybe what we could have is a line that goes out this way and then brings Regensburg in, brings Furtwangen in, and we kind of have a diamond. Yeah, I'm thinking they could then connect into here, and we have another line that comes through Augsburg, Stuttgart, Karlsruhe, Mannheim, and into Frankfurt there. So Frankfurt is kind of like a fork, where we go one line comes there, down into München, and then the other line comes through Würzburg, Nuremberg, Regensburg, and again to Munich down here. And I think that would be really good, actually. We'd be connecting a lot of places over quite a good distance, and then we can eventually bring from Frankfurt into our passenger hub here. So yeah, I think that works really well. So let's do the first line first. So we've got Frankfurt here. We've got a residential area over there, so we want to avoid that with our station. Now our station is going to go in two directions. But we are, maybe Kassel is the line, because if we go Frankfurt, maybe I'm doing too much. Mainz could be connected on this line. Frankfurt down to Mannheim, that's where we're going to go. We can't connect every town in. Yeah, I think it's got to have to come down here, maybe across like that. Okay. So we have our passenger hub line here. It comes out to about here, and I think this is a good spot. Nice and flattish area over here where we could connect in, and a station probably out here. One can go that way and one can go straight on there. We're not in the residential area, so we're not going to have a problem with that. So we want a nice big station here, because this is going to be a lot of trains, I think, eventually are going to be using this. So we'll pop it here, and then we'll just make sure that is actually connected in with a street here, because it isn't at the moment, and we could do that. And we could just bring that in there as well, look, for a nice little connection for Frankfurt. So we need to get there from our main passenger line, and let's have a look. Where's the best place? I think somewhere about here. We can come around this hill. There's a small hill there into Frankfurt, about there. So let's come from here. Nice and high speed, because we're going to use a fast old train to get here. And we might even just spin this straight in. How does that look? So we're coming from that line there, spinning out 111, 110 on the curve into our Frankfurt line. Now, I might actually, before I do that, what I might actually do here is make a bypass, because we might have some trains that go completely past Frankfurt. I'm just thinking, if I make these two the main lines from here, then we can connect that in. So we'll bring this. Alright, we'll not do it in this direction. We want to come from about, I'm going to go from here. I want it with nice and high speed. There. We're going to come all the way over to here. So we're coming off from here. We're coming at 120. So this is a full high speed for this age anyway, curve, and we're coming into our bypass. Yeah, we keep it at 120, but they're going a bit further back. So I think that is definitely better. And then hopefully we can connect this in just as easily at this end. And then we need a couple of signals just to make sure this junction is protected. And then we can put in a few block signals as well. So before we put in these signals, we need to connect in. So what we'll do, just thinking, if we have a sort of maybe a waiting line here. connect this into the main line. If it will cross over, and it really does not like it here. I want to get to there. I'd like to be a bit high speed, but I can't be too long. It won't let me be too long with this, so 99 will have to do, but we can connect into that line there. And then we'll do the same with this one. So we've got a bit of a holding area as well as we come into here, and then from here we can go to all the platforms that we have. And hopefully we don't have too many issues with that. So we've got 2 lines coming in there. We need a crisscross here to allow trains to change over. And then a signal at this end allows the trains to go in. So that is one of the neatest station entrances I've ever done on this game. I'm very pleased with that, actually. See if I can replicate that at the other end, and immediately I'm faced with a road, so I just know it's going to be carnage. Yeah, 120 is the average UK motorway speed, so we're up to motorway speeds now. I am actually going to delete this road, or at least I'm going to put a bridge here. I might just get rid of that. The game is not shouting at me for getting rid of this road, so there's obviously an alternative. Now, I just want to go straight for a moment, but we're trying to go out towards, well, we're coming out here, but we actually want to be able to be curving in. Where are we going? So one line is going to go out towards Mannheim, and the other line is going to go straight toward Wurzburg? Wurzburg. I'm going to call it Wurzburg. I don't know. I think it's Wurzburg. Wurzburg. It's hard for me to comprehend that one, but we'll go with it. But I want to go nice and flat, so I'm gonna invest in a tunnel here as we come in. So the tunnel doesn't give us a load of space. Just raising the tunnel up a little bit in the middle. There's a bit more space for our junction here. Because we're going to be going out towards Wurzburg, so if I pop that down there, let's see if we've got enough space here for our station exit on this side. So we're heading out toward Wurzburg, but we want to spin off right to Mannheim eventually. Oh, this could get tricky. Now, one thing is, if we're going in 2 different directions, maybe this line only has to really go onto the main line toward Wurzburg, but what if that line then... So this line is going to go towards Mannheim. So we need a junction here. And then we could connect onto here and go out that way. Or what if I came out of this tunnel? Can we put the junction in the tunnel, do we think? It's going to be an absolutely huge tunnel. But we need to go towards Mannheim. Now we're underground there. Where do we come out? We come out here, which is not too bad. We are going uphill though. Nice, I want it to be nice and flat. So we get to there. We're heading in the right-ish direction. No, we need to be a bit further over here actually. Maybe a bit further back. I kind of want to be about there, but I want to be flat. So our tunnel is... Oh, where's it even coming from? I've lost it. I've lost our tunnel. That's going to be a tricky one to actually implement here. But we might have to do the junction inside the tunnel. Or you know what might be a better way to do this? If I come out this way and head in. So Mannheim here is going to connect into Karlsruhe and Stuttgart. So I want a station somewhere, maybe here, running alongside the river here. I know it's a bit outside of town, but maybe about, see, I think I want to be about there. I'm going to configure this straight away to put a bypass on. Yeah, we tunnels. I think we're making it. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a bad. I did not realise that. No, we're not doing that. That looks ridiculous. That station was not in the correct place. That probably is going to have to do then. We could make that smoother. We will make it smoother later because we've got some more to do. So, our Mannheim station here is going to go there. The earthworks doors look a bit ridiculous, so maybe we could use the smoothing tool here. Just sort of smooth some of this out so it doesn't look as ridiculous. Although earthworks does cost a fortune, so we won't do too much of that. And the other problem we have here, this is, you know what, the station is too high. That is the problem. I think I'm going to delete this again because we're going to be straight into a viaduct. Look at this mess I've made. We're going to be straight into a viaduct and it's going to be ridiculous. So we might have to go for a bit of an out of town one here. That's a bit further down. See, that makes a lot more sense. We'll keep low towards the river, about there. We will connect this in with trams into Mannheim. So Mannheim's going to have a bit of an out of town experience. But that's not too far. Eventually Mannheim will grow and maybe this will become a town station. So where we are now is we have, and I've got to do this again, configure this station here for the third time. So we can now look to, we want to spin around our track and head out here to connect into our main line. So we're going to need a fairly tight curve here. Hopefully getting towards, we use the comma symbol here to keep myself nice and flat. And we're going to spin out straight across here with a nice long bridge across to the other side. Which looks okay next to the also massive road bridge. And then we're now able, hopefully, to connect into our main line. So we're into our tunnel here. Now it is going to be a bit of a slow. I'm going to let it be slow because I don't want it to be out the front. I need that space. So I'm just trying to get up to about 70 if I can. 68 is the worst speed I've got there. I've got my junction coming in there as well. So I'm now able to 4-track this, hopefully. Out to here. Just check that's not doing anything weird. And that looks good so far. So we've come out of here and we're able to go out to Mannheim here. So that's Mannheim connected into our line. Obviously we need to connect in here as well, which we can do. Bring these out and then bring them across to the main line. Which is lovely. And then we need to be able to make sure we can go over to both of the platforms, which we can. And one more signal just here. So I have been to Germany and I have been to Austria, Vex. I've been to Salzburg on a skiing holiday, and I've also been to Vienna as well, to be fair, as a tourist. And I also, as a, I've been to Germany, and the name of where I've been is going to escape me now. But when I was at school, we went on a school trip to Germany, and we ate frankfurters, and I nearly died. So it was a fun trip. It was a fun trip. I've never been on the Autobahn. I've never been up to the fabled speeds you are supposedly allowed to get to on the Autobahn. So, which is a shame, I guess. Right, so we're out here and we need to get across to here. Now, it's going to be quite a short little junction here. It's going to be quite slow because of the tunnel, because of the infrastructure we've got going on. Yeah, so we're going to bring it over there like so. Hopefully we can bring over this second line here. And then we also need to connect in to that line there with a crisscross as well. So this is starting to come together. It's starting to look quite good. And I think we've just got enough space here for our crisscross as well. If the game will let me put it in. Oh, it's not liking it. We're doing that thing again. Oh my word. Let's have a look. So I want to go from there to here with my junction. Oh, I don't know why it does this sometimes, but it really doesn't want to let me transfer over. I might have to just reset this one again. Oh, I hate when you get into these kind of weird situations with it. Right, let's try from there to there. And the same in the reverse. It's really not liking this direction. If I have not enough space there to just do a separate crossover. Baltic Sea coast. Ooh, that sounds absolutely gorgeous. Sounds cold though. It sounds cold, but it sounds lovely. Yeah. I went more. I'm trying to think. Where did I go? Where was I? In Germany. Oh, I really don't even know. You know, it was so long ago. I was only like, I don't know. Must have been 13 or something. 11, 12, something like that. So I'm talking more than 20 years ago. So that's my excuse for forgetting whereabouts I actually went. But this is driving me crazy right now. So trains coming this way can come to here. They can go to there, over that. But if your train's on this line, how does it get back? I could make this a double slip for now. I think that'll work. It's not the neatest because I can't get this crossover here right. But alas, I am struggling with that crossover. I might have to revisit this area in the future. Okay, so we are looking okay here. We need to do with some more signals as we come in. The Rostock area, really nice place. Winds are a bit colder thanks to the Baltics, yeah. If you can handle the cold though, I bet it's absolutely amazing. I bet it's breathtaking. Yeah. I've not really done the Baltic areas or the sort of north. The northern parts of Europe. Never been to Scandinavia or anywhere like that. Would love to though. Would absolutely love to. I think that'd be really cool. Beautiful part of the world. Just got to handle the cold. Right, so we made it out and we have our train to Frankfurt, and we also have a train to Mannheim. So what I'm thinking is we could actually start this route going. Where's our nearest train depot? Let's have a look. We have one here. Let's get ourselves... Why don't we get ourselves a new train? Because we've worked so hard to get this line going. I feel like we deserve a new train. So I'm just going to start with a little one with just a 70 capacity. And we'll just start to get some, hopefully get some passengers moving on this line before we add more stations to it. So we're going to go from Kassel. We're going to go to Frankfurt and Main, and we're then going to go to Mannheim, and then we're going to also figure out why we can't do that. And on the way back, we're going to come back to Frankfurt and Main, and then we go there. So that seems to have figured it out. I mean, I'm from England as well. England's not known for being a particularly warm place, especially if you go to the northeast. Skegness. If you've been to Skegness Vex, it's lovely, but it's a cold place. So we have our line 1, which is going to be our... Now, interesting. I think this is going to be our... So our Kassel. Now, I don't know what the word for 2 in German would be. Like a is it Auf or Am? Kassel auf Mannheim is what I want to call it. I'm going to call it 2 for now, but if the better word, a more German word for that, what would it be? Let me know in the chat. And we've got a line going, and it does appear to be on the right platforms. Finding a path through. Nach. So if this would be Kassel nach Mannheim. Are we doing proper German there? Are we doing it, Andre? Are we winning? Are we winning on the German front? Or am I offending everybody? I don't know. But we have a train. We have a train. And, oh no, we don't have a train. Where's the train? Ah, the train needs to go on the line. That would help, wouldn't it? So it can go on our... Oh, it can't find a path to the stop. Now, that's interesting. So we can come over here. Oh, it can't get up to that line there. So... we need a route from our depot. I hadn't realised this. Maybe we're just a nice big old U-turn here. And we have a crossover here. We're popping our signal. So the train can come out. And hopefully now then, we've got our train going on. And we need a colour for our train. Ah, we're paused. The game's paused. Okay. I don't know if anyone has a colour that they would associate with Mannheim, or indeed Munich, because we're heading that way. We need a colour for this train. It's a lovely blue colour at the moment, but it's on the Kassel nach Mannheim line. I should probably call it a Mannheim barn or something. I don't know what would be also the appropriate version of the word line. But yeah, if you have any great names for these trains as well, Train 93 doesn't feel like we're doing it justice. Feels like we should be just pop some signals in here while we ride along. Feels like we should start naming trains. But our Kassel Mannheim train is en route. Just check, actually, it goes to the right kind of platform we have here. So yeah, it's going to use this. Maybe could use platform 3 here. Oh, it doesn't like that. Could not connect all stations. Okay, so we can actually connect all stations now. We've got a separate platform for it. Mannheimer Viel. Oh, the Mannheim Arrow. Oh, it's good. It's good. Right, you have to bear with me while I figure out how to spell that. Mannheimer Viel. Oh, you are really challenging an English speaker with the PF consonant combination. The F. That is not something that's comfortable or common for me to do, but I'll give it a go. We've got the Mannheim Arrow on the way. And yes, absolutely. So what we could do with doing, actually, to make sure we actually get some passengers on here, is connecting in a bit of Frankfurt into this main cargo hub here, or the main passenger hub, I should say. So we need our normal setup with trams. Oh, have I spelt it wrong? We can't have that. Let me have a look. Man. slightly misspelled. The E first, then the I. The E first. Oh, on an arrow. On fil. That's it. I got it. I think I've nailed it. Okay. I hope I didn't say something really rude by getting the wrong way around. Oh, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Right. Let's connect in Frankfurt. We've got opportunities to connect in some good old passengers here. I think we'll just stick with those 4 stops that connect pretty much, should connect the whole town. We need a tram depot as well, which we will pop somewhere around town, and then we need to put down our tram lines, so we'll put those in, connecting in our stations where we've put them. Going all the way around town with our tram route, and that seems to be working well. Oh, we need a little bit there. That one's not quite connected. There we go. So we're going to stick 2 trams on here, I think. The start Bahnhalle is what we're doing, and we are doing our normal thing. So we've gone anti-clockwise, go to the main station, and then we go clockwise back to the start. And this is going to be our... Oh, what's happened there? I pressed a button and... Oh, we got a new tram. Did that just come up? What's happening? What am I looking at here? Where's my line? I need to manage this line. Okay, right. I was going to rename it. I don't know what was going on there. This is our Frankfurt main tram loop. So that should get going and hopefully start bringing passengers in. And we already have 1 person ready to go to Kassel, which is great. Oh, maybe dark blue. Mannheim football team logo. Yes. All right, let's change the colour. And let's get our train going. Go for the dark blue. Let's have a look at that. Oh, yeah. I think the dark blue was a great choice. We're about to head into a tunnel, I think. But yeah, it's kind of a rich blue. Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan. A new tram available. Oh, well, let's see. Let's get it running. But we've set it up there. We need something good because Mannheim from the station is too far. So we need to have something that's going to connect that in. So we can put our little, what will be our tram stop here. Mannheim's quite split up actually. If you have a look, it's got this sort of area up here and an area down here, a residential area there. So maybe we need to do some work to connect this loop in. In fact, actually, what we might do is if we bring this street here out there, then we've got a much better loop, I think, for Mannheim. So we'll have a stop here on the hill going down. We'll come along the bottom here and get towards the top. And I just want to put another stop there to make sure we catch all that to the side. Yes, Kaiserville. That's all I want to do in this game is make the Kaiser proud. Little bit of Imperial train spotting. But yeah, we'll soon be in the electric era, which is I feel is much more German. You really like your electrified trains, so we'll be there soon enough, I think. We need a tram stop here. Let's pop that somewhere around. I used to work in the train industry outside of here. I worked 10 years on Network Rail, which we got the CE22. Ooh, now that has got a, what's the top speed on that? 40. Now we're doing quite a long trip here, so let's go for 2 of these bad boys. Yeah, so I worked for 10 years as a what's called an infrastructure maintenance engineer on on the British Railways Network Rail, and I was responsible for the line between Leicester and London St Pancras, if you know that part of the world. Now I'm messing this up because I'm trying to talk and do something at times. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We come back to the start and then we'll go around the other way. Yeah, so I did. I loved it. Lived and breathed it for 10 years. Graduated out of university, did engineering at university in Bristol in the UK. And then we went straight into the railway. And loved it. And that's where I started playing Railway Tycoon, because I thought it would help me understand what I'm doing. And then haven't stopped playing, you know, Tycoon games since. So it's been a lot of fun. But then I left Network Rail. I joined Amazon. I was an engineer for Amazon for a little bit, and now I run my own business. And I also do this for fun. This does not earn me any money, but you know, that's what we like. So we've got a new tram on the road. I've been playing games like this for a long time. You know, I've been playing this game for a couple of years, but I started playing Railway Tycoon 2 back in like 2011, which was long. But what do I call you? Sorry. I can't read the Chinese script, so I don't know. Is there a name I can give you? Fellow with a black and white YouTube logo. My business is at Xiai Yang. I go Yang. I can say Yang. I can pronounce that. My business is not selling toilet paper, Vex. Although I would have had some boom times during COVID if that was my business. But yeah, Yang. Oh, no, good to see you. Good to meet you, Yang. Thanks for jumping on. So we now have a tram loop that's working. Cheers, Vex. That is working, and for both of our new towns, we've got quite a lot of people already. 48 people wanting to go to the central stop, because I suspect they want to get on this lovely train we have coming in here, which is now dark blue. Look at it coming to the station. Yeah, it's doing a good job. It is not making us any money yet, and it does not have any passengers in this direction, and there's no passengers waiting here, which is slightly worrying. Maybe we do need to upgrade these trams, you know. I'm thinking we do. Let's replace these with the new ones. Let's get some people moving. And we could probably do that in other places actually as well. You know what I'm thinking? Where's Berlin? Where's Berlin? The tram's not doing too bad actually here. There's a lot of people want to go to Strasburg on our lovely big old train. So maybe that, now there's so many people on there, it is actually making money now. Maybe it's time to upgrade this one as well. So I think we upgrade this one to the top speed. So let's configure this down. We've got to remember this lovely purple colour we've got. We've got the A35 now. And we've got the 6-wheelers. So we'll go to the 150 metre length. Bigger capacity. Bigger train. We'll give it the lovely lilac colour. And there we go. Hopefully now we're still going to make enough money from this train. But finances are starting to look healthier on that one as well. Okay, so yeah, Strasbourg's looking good. Plenty of people in Strasbourg wanting to go. They like this Freiburg to Metz line actually. That is that line's doing pretty well. It's doing pretty well. We've just got a little Prusse actually pulling this one along, and it's probably our most scenic line so far. Look at these hills in the background coming into Freiburg. I don't know what Freiburg looks in real life, but if it I hope it looks as good as this. I hope it does, because this is a great station. And yeah, this train's not doing too bad for money. So we are still in the positive. We are still making money, so we can continue to invest further. We've got to Mannheim. We need to go further to get to Austria. So Stuttgart is looking like the next place. We're going to Würzburg that way, Nuremberg. So we need to go from Mannheim to Stuttgart now. So let's carry on our line. So in fact, what we might do is look at our end destination. So Augsburg's over there. Munich's there. There's that straight line is what we're heading for. We can see Augsburg in the distance there. So there's definitely going to be some tunnel happening here because we've got some hilly terrain to get through. And from Mannheim, staying close to the river is, well, we're on the wrong side there. So we're going to have to come along this ridge. So yeah, TF3 is going to have a lot more locomotives, I think, and more cargo types, actually. 37 cargo types, I think it's been said, are coming in Transport Fever 3. Some new locomotives. Cargo trams is a big thing. We've got helicopters coming in Transport Fever 3. It's going to be a really cool game, I think. And the world looks, and if you've seen the environment trailer, but the world just looks better. I think it just looks more put together. There's something a bit cartoony, you know, look at the mountains here. It's really nice, but it's a bit cartoony what we have. Oh, the Shinkansen. Is that what we're talking? The fastest Japanese train. I feel like I've got the Shinkansen here. Or am I talking about the wrong train? I don't know, but we really, yeah, I would love to see the depth and breadth of the locomotives. And if you're going to have the Shinkansen, you need massive maps, because that's the big thing, is if you're going to have the speed and get up to that speed, you need absolutely enormous maps. But yeah, as well, I think what would be really good for like a Japanese playthrough, and this is something I think I will actually do when the game comes out, is something like a Japanese playthrough, because the mountains look so good in Transport Fever 3. From what I've seen, and I think obviously Japan being such a mountainous place, we've got to have, you know, it's going to look really good in the new game, which I think is going to be massive. So that's going to be really cool. So we're coming out here, and I think we're going to head straight into a tunnel. I'm going to try and keep it flat. We'll allow it to go down, actually. I don't want to have a massive viaduct as we come out here. So we're going into a tunnel. I need to figure out how we're going to get this from this station here. But we may have to run a bigger entrance here so that we can jump in later. So let's see if we can connect these two lines in here. Only 44 as we come out of this station here, but obviously we're, you know, it's a terminal. The trains are going to be stopping, so I'm not too worried about the slow speed as we come out to here. And then as we come out of this tunnel here, then I think we will, as we come out here, we will join in to the main line. Oh, maglevs would be great. That would be great. What a great job that is as well, by the way. When you say operate, do you mean drive, or you? I don't know. How does that work? Yeah, we had the Shinkansen, the maglevs. It would just be the coolest game going. Oh, driving. Yeah, Busman's Holiday, right? You play games about it, and then you go to work and you drive and do it for real. So we need to connected up this station here. I just need a crisscross, actually. I'm just thinking where to put that. I don't think it will let me. I might have to do it inside the tunnel here, because it is not going to let me do it from there. But if I do this one leg of it here, and then one leg as a crossover inside the tunnel, will it allow that? Yeah, it will. And then we just need a signal to say where we're going there. Okay. 375 mile an hour, I know. Ridiculous speeds. And really cool. Really cool. Really cool bit of Japanese engineering, which we would love to see in the new game. Especially on a detailed map. And, you know, the community is so good at making maps that look realistic, it would be really cool. So we're heading out. I'm just going to draw a straight line here and see what that looks like. So we come through a nice cut in here. We've got a tunnel opening through there, which is fine. A bit of a sheer drop, but that's okay. I think this is going to work. So this should hopefully get us connected in to where are we going? Oh, where did we stop? Here we go. Connects in our main line to... Oh, I can't get this bit connected. Just drive that back a bit. Why is it not possible? It does not want to let me do this. It's very odd. Right, I'm just going to delete this little bit of track and hopefully it'll allow me to go from there to there, and it will. So that's us now connected from Mannheim to Stuttgart, which is really good. Oh, lovely. Telehandler. Telehandler, that is great. I worked for Amazon, so again, and nowhere else, to be fair, we used to work a lot with telehandlers. Cool bits of kit, but I was never trusted to drive them. Because you need qualifications, of course. Nothing else. I never got those qualifications, never got a forklift qualification or anything like that. But they are useful bits of kit. Right, oh, we're not connected in this side of the station, actually. Look at that, we're going nowhere fast. Yeah, so we can connect in the Mannheim station here. Just gonna get rid of this signal here. Oh, you need English to be a driver in Japan. It's a great job being a train driver. Travel the country. Lots of responsibility. It's very well paid in this country. I don't know what it's like in Japan, but it's so definitely a well paid job. My cousin is a train driver, but he currently does mostly shunting of passenger trains at the moment, but it's very much enjoyable to him. Okay, I've had to do a double length crossover here on this side, which is not ideal, but we'll live with it. Okay, so now we've got this train, and it could technically go out to Stuttgart here. So do we have a stopper train and one mainline train, do we think, coming out, or do we just have do we have a faster train that goes from Munich to Kassel maybe and uses all the bypasses? I'm not 100% sure yet, but we do need to connect in Stuttgart properly, because at the moment we are not connected in. So we can build in a nice street here. We're just going to curve in and then potentially connect this at the bottom as well. So now we're connected to a little bit of Stuttgart. Stuttgart being a fairly big town. So we could see some growth here if we connect in, connected into the main passenger hub. And then we're going to go from Stuttgart and we're going to head straight out across here to Augsburg. Augsburg is a pretty big town as well. Yeah, so let's connect in the passengers of Stuttgart, the good people, the good folk of Stuttgart. That station works well, still connects to the station up there, so that's fine. Then we need some stops along the way, so we're going to come out here. We'll probably stop here, And then we've got an interesting, we're kind of going to want to go north. And maybe we come back down there. So maybe we go here. We do a loop there. We stop that side there. And we're going to come around the back here. And then we're going to stop here as well. There's quite a lot of stops in Stuttgart, but I have faith that it's going to grow. And then we're going to connect in this little stop there. So we can now do that. And we just need to put in our tram lines. And we are very nearly ready to send some trams out to Stuttgart as well. So we have our loop connected in. We need a depot. Otherwise, we're not going to have much luck getting a tram out. I'm going to put a depot somewhere around the town. That seems that's good a place as any there. And we'll get a couple of these new CE22s and send them out on the Stuttgart tram loop. Again, just going backwards in the opposite direction. So we've got bi-directional travel. And then this is our V Stuttgart tram loop. And off we go. And hopefully that will bring some more passengers. Some passengers to Stuttgart and onto our new passenger line. In fact, it won't, because there's nothing there. And we do need to add, I think for the time being, we will add a stop onto here. Let's have a look how we're doing. So Mannheim, Frankfurt, have we got many people waiting? If we add a stop here, we got to Mannheim at the end, we would add Stuttgart onto it there. Then we'd be coming back and we need to go to Mannheim again. Then we go to Frankfurt and then we're back to Kassel. So interesting to see whether we're still making good money or making any money, in fact. Finances wise, we're not making any money on this train yet. So we could really do with the Mannheimer Feel. I'm really struggling to say that. The Mannheimer Feel. We could do with it delivering some good amounts of passengers. So here's hoping that it really starts to rattle through and bring those passengers in. There's a lot of people here waiting at the Kassel tram loop. You see the Kassel station is quite far out of town. They've probably just been dropped off by a train, which that is one of the problems with a connection like this. So I'm just going to pop in a little, maybe a couple of little buildings here, just to ease the transfer when you get a big drop off from a train. So the Kassel tram loop, we're using the old type vehicle, so we could as well change this to the new type, which go faster and have a higher capacity. Hopefully it alleviates some of the pressure that we have in Kassel. Our train is heading out. We've got quite a few people now waiting to go to Kassel from Frankfurt, which is good to know. And that's seen Frankfurt. Look at Frankfurt is booming. Wow. It's up to 400 now. And that is good. And then we're looking at Mannheim here. There's a few people want to go to Stuttgart, actually, which is nice. And we're seeing some good growth from Mannheim as well. And then in Stuttgart, we don't have anybody at the station yet, which is... and maybe this should be our Stuttgart... is our end station now, so maybe we should change this. I'm not going to change the name of the train because I like the Mannheimer arrow as a name. I think that's pretty cool. But we can pop Stuttgart in there as our end station. And hopefully we get some more people in there. Stuttgart is still quite a small place. But it is... oh, it's not really growing. The arrow is pointing up though. So hopefully that will change soon and we'll get more people on there as well. So we go to Frankfurt. We make a beeline to Mannheim, to Stuttgart, and then we're now heading towards Augsburg and Munich. So München, as I should probably say. Well, Yang, it's been great to see you. Thanks for giving us your driver insight. Hopefully see you next week. It's always fun to have people on as a regular, and I know your name now, so that's all good. Enjoy your week, and hopefully see you again soon on the stream. So, looking around, we're going to go to Munich, we're going to go to Augsburg, and we're going to do that from Stuttgart here. So, let's see how we get through this mountainous area. It's all nice and flat on the other side of the mountains here, but we need to get through. We do need to get through. So we're coming along here. We're going straight into a viaduct, which I'm not that keen on. I'm going to change this to an embankment, even though it's quite big. It's hidden by the trees, purely because building station infrastructure on the, you know, as you come out of a as you come out is never a good thing. So we just come out here. We've got a collision, but actually there we go, we can come out. It does bring us out onto this. Oh, maybe we need to be a bit higher actually. Just thinking of the other side here. That's probably about right. Straight across there, like so. We're doing some funny things to the road here. We've got hovering carts. They should probably bridge over that, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. We're going to build to there. And hopefully this will come straight out in a nice... Wow. Let's try and come flat here. So this enormous viaduct we've got going on here is going to bring us to the side, and we have hopefully made it. So we're coming to this side of Augsburg. I think we'll come there. We might weave our way through. Or do we go to Salzburg and then Vienna? Motorized cars. Motorized cars are on the road. I did not realise this. What are we looking at? I'm still mostly horse and carts, but we do have motorized cars. Look, cruising around. No word on Transport Fever 3 yet. I do pester Urban Games with emails saying, "Can I have some scraps of information, please?" But they are they're nice to the community, but they are, as you would expect. Anything they put out there to everybody, to be fair to them. I don't think they give anybody any kind of special treatment, as far as I can tell. Although I have 1,700 subscribers, so I'm by no means a big-time creator that they might give me any time of day on that front. But we are here where we are. We are in Germany, and we're connecting in. We're connecting Stuttgart to Augsburg at the moment. So we are connecting our line towards the main line. And I realise I've been doing all this without doing any signalling, so before we get another train on, we're going to have to sort that all out. But we do have now... we do have the option to come out south of Stuttgart. We're going through the mountains here, through the hill, over an absolutely massive bridge. August 2026 would be really cool. Yeah, that would be nice. Nice end to the summer. You know, get outside, get some sunshine, and then hunker down for the winter and Transport Fever 3 and never see the light of day again. I'm sure that is how I will play it. Right, so we can get connected to Augsburg here. Let's just think how we want to do this. So I think I want the station to be somewhere like there, just to the do I lower this down? So I want the station to be about there, I think. I'm just thinking, is it too high? Can I lower it down? Oh no, I want it to be nice and level. There. And then hopefully when I configure this and add in a couple of extra tracks for our bypass, as we have here. Oh, we've got a Canadian on here. That makes... Oh, that is nice. I don't know if I've literally ever spoken to a Canadian before, so that is nice. How are you? Glad you can join us. I'm glad I could help you out as well. I love this game. It's actually quite easy once you get into it and you've done it a few times, but I think sometimes when you start out, it can be quite daunting, this game. So... You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other out and make absolutely lovely maps. I love making realistic sort of playthroughs. I think one of the first things I'm going to do in Transport Fever 3 is like a Britain or, you know, US, Germany. We've got to do something like that. Where would you build a... Where would you go for? Where would your first Transport Fever 3 playthrough if you get like a real world map? What country would you go for? I don't know much about Canadian railways. I mean, I literally don't even know if they're a big thing over in Canada. I have no idea. No idea. Completely ignorant to it. But you'll have to educate us over here. So we are nearly, well, we're pretty much connected to Augsburg. We need to connect our station into the streets of Augsburg, which we can do. Or we might have to delete some industry here. It's the only way to make this nice and neat. But that does mean we're connected into African map would be crazy. I think the geography, the hilliness and the steepness of Africa is not to be messed with. You know. I think there's a reason why so many explorers struggle to get through the interior of Africa, as an aside. But anyway, maybe a whole Europe one would be really cool. Yeah, terrain's really hard in Africa. 2070, I would say 2070. I mean, it depends on the game. I think this game is heaviest on the CPU, on the central processor, because of the number of actors that are running around the map. I mean, Gridlock. What railways are out in Canada? Are they where are the main ones? Where do they go from and to? Ontario? Do they go east west, north south? How does it work in Canada? So we are heading out to Munich, which is going to be a big town. You can see it has already been big because we've got extra streets, but I think it's actually shrank a bit maybe. We've got our station out here. Canadian Pacific and Canadian National. That would be cool. Yeah. You know what as well? I would love to do a proper British map where we get in all the map needs to be big enough to have all the many lines that were around in sort of the 1920s. There were absolutely loads of them. Covered the map. But there's not enough space on a normal map like this. You end up the lines just run basically next to each other. So we're going to have a really neat station here in Munich because there's this nice straight road here. So we'll pop the station down there and we'll configure that with our normal run through. Normal bypass. Rocky Mountaineer. How would be just the coolest. Canada would be really cool. Especially because they've got the, in the new game, they've got the biome, the new sort of tundra biome, which I think would maybe fit really well for a Canadian playthrough. So, maybe you're onto something. Oh, just the tunnels everywhere. Yeah. We've got loads of tunnels, which we are, you know, in a pretty hilly part of Germany. But it just makes building stuff quite difficult. I am going to have to bridge over this road. This road is not going to survive with what we're trying to do at the station here. So just try and bring this line off the main line here. Oh, and then we're connected in. There we go. All types except high speed. Well, it's pretty mountainous, I would think. So I think it's understandable. And I would imagine it's more of a freight thing getting across Canada than... because it's not very densely populated in a lot of parts of it, but I imagine there's a lot of freight that needs to move. Would be my guess. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Because again, I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to Canadian railways. But we have now a southern connection to Augsburg, which we're heading out through the tunnels to Munich here. Yeah, US would be cool. I don't know. US is so big though, and Canada to be fair. Could you really capture it all on one map, or would you need to have like a I don't know, would you need to have like a... Oh, it's hard to even say. Yeah, I think you would need some kind of maybe segregated map or something. I don't know. It depends how big the maps could be. Quebec to Toronto high speed. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool. But yeah, we are now at Munich. We've managed to make it there. Now, this terrain scares me a little. Salzburg is really high. I mean, it's all the way up here. I'm not sure Salzburg's even going to be possible. And the home of Mozart has only 29 residents. I don't think there's even any potential to grow here, purely because this is where people go skiing, and there's no space for actual buildings. So maybe we just need to head for Vienna or Wien, but we are going to have to go sort of absolutely... I don't know, how do we get through this? How do we get through this? This looks as difficult as building a high-speed train line from Toronto to Quebec. That's what I think this looks like. This looks absolutely ridiculous. I think if we have a line that goes to Vienna, we might be able to maybe do like a mountain line or some kind of connection to Salzburg up there. But yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. I think we're going to have to come around here, and maybe come in at the lowest point over here. Where would even be a good spot for a station? Because this is not easy terrain to build a station here. Leave Salzburg. I mean, Salzburg will have a mountaintop airport. I don't even know. It's just no flat terrain around here. The station's going to have to be right on the edge of the map here, I think. I mean, it's got to be, because this is the only bit of flat terrain, look. Can I even build off the map? Will that even work? Look, it's just going to go... that's quite funny to me. The Vienna platform actually goes off the end of the world. As we all know, the world ends in Austria. And can I configure this and build an extra platform here? That would be hilarious to me. Oh, I don't think I can. So this has to be the terminal here, because I can't get any further. But that's fine, because we're not really going to go... We're not bypassing anywhere else beyond Vienna here. But we do need to try and go... I think we might just have to blitz through with an absolutely enormous tunnel. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm whizzing around with the camera here. You must be all going dizzy. I'm trying to figure this out in my mind, because this is quite tricky. Let's have a look. Oh, I've not made it out of the tunnel yet. We seem to be going up here. So there's our massive tunnel. Comes out here. Munich's all the way over there, but I think this is better terrain to try and maybe navigate through. It's going to cost me 11 million for that tunnel. And we have enough space just outside the tunnel here to sort out platforms. I think we're going to go with that. That cost an arm and a leg, that did. We'll bring our second line out as well, which is going to cost 6 million. Oh my word. Yeah, this is costing us a fortune. Yeah, I'm just realizing I've just been really silly with that amount of money building that enormous tunnel, and it may take us some time to have the money to get from Munich now. So we're gonna have to come out here, make the sweep around near to Rosenheim, which will probably have a station along here that will connect via tram. Maybe not. We'll come along here towards Passau and out to here. So let's see how far we can get with the 3 million we have left in the bank. So trying to keep the spending down. So we'll allow it to weave along the banks of the hill here. I'm going to try and avoid any bridges. Got a bit of a viaduct there, but I think 100, 200 grand. Don't want to go up to about there. Good night, Tico Action. Thanks for joining us on the stream. I hopefully see you next week. It's been a blast. It's been a blast. Maybe you'll see the line connected in. We've got a decent cutting here. We're going up, which I don't really want to do. I want to keep this as flat as I can. But we do need to sweep that way towards Rosenheim now, which may require a viaduct. But that is beautiful. Look at this across the valley and everything. That is well worth it in my opinion, because that is the best looking viaduct in the game so far. Just my humble opinion. But we are coming around now, and hopefully we can connect this in. So if I draw a line there, how does that look? Oh, we've got a bit of a tunnel where the road's underneath. Yep. Yeah, my laptop, it does get pretty toasty playing this game. I've got a 3070 Ti. I think it is the CPU that gets toasty, though. I don't think it's actually the GPU that's the thing you need to worry about. I think it's your processor and processor speeds. Because of the amount of people, the amount of calculations the game is doing. With that, I'm going to have to delete some road here to allow my tunnel to go ahead. Out of Munich, München, as I should properly call it. And we will, hopefully, in the year 1902, we will get to Vienna. And what a great thing. What a great thing we will have achieved. Oh, and I've put the lines on the wrong side. Silly. So we come around to here. Oh, I've run out of cash. I'm so close to finishing it. I haven't got any loan left. It's totally worth it. Totally worth it. Right, come on. I don't actually have any money for a train for this trip. But I feel like we might need a direct train to Munich. It's a big town, and then we could have a train that goes from Munich internationally to Vienna. I think that might be the way to go. 5060 Ti. Nice Vex. Nice Vex. Yeah, I have a laptop, which is probably not what I should be playing this game on. That's my first problem. I need a desktop PC. Especially when Transport Fever 3 comes out, I fear I may be undercooking it. So we're going to make sure Munich's connected in. We're back up with some decent money here, so I might be able to actually afford a train to do this trip. Now we have, we go to Stuttgart currently. We need to connect to Augsburg and Munich, so I might connect in my train to there. And then what we might do then is have a separate little shuttle that's going to go internationally to Vienna. Let's have a look. So we've got our Stuttgart train, which is actually, is it making us any money? It's not making us any money at the moment, but it is full. And so I think we carry on this line. From Stuttgart, we're going to add on our stop in Augsburg. Once my autosaver's stopped autosaving. Come on. Right, we're going to Upper Augsburg, yes. And then we're going to München. Then when we go after München, we're coming back to Upper Augsburg. We're coming back to Stuttgart. And then we should be at Mannheim, yeah. Now, it cannot connect all stations, so there's an issue somewhere. I think it might be Munich here. We can't get over to the other side. Okay, I think I see the issue. So we just about squeak it there with that train going to Munich and back. So we have a train now that goes to Munich, but we're not international just yet. We need another train that is going to take us from Vienna in Austria to Munich, and then we will have a fully international train. So we have 4 million in the bank. We can just about afford this. So hopefully we can pop down a little train depot alongside the station here. Let's drop this around a bit, run it alongside. And then we'll run this in to the main line with a signal. Oh, we love a bit of computer tips for playing these games. So, I'm wondering, do I go for the faster train? Oh, I think we do. Let's try the faster one. We'll go with 5 as well. And we're going to go from Munich all the way to Vienna. I'm going to colour this line red because it's an Austrian line. So this is going to be our... I don't have to do an umlaut yet. München nach Wien line. And our train's coming out. It's going to do the journey. We are going to colour this train, obviously. Where are we? Yeah, let's give it a nice bright red colour. Beautiful. Red and white. It's Austrian. Here we go. A 10-hour Transport Fever 2 challenge. Maybe for charity. Maybe. I don't know if would people watch that? 24 hours. I don't know. I wonder what you could do in 24 hours of playing this game. I think it would actually melt my computer into the ground. But we have here... We have our 2 lines. Oh, we could do with... yep, they're all good. So the train's coming that way, coming over to here. It's just using the one line actually at the moment, which is not ideal. We could really do... Maybe we need some signals in here to make this do the things properly. Yeah, it doesn't like that. It can't get over to there, so we do need a crossover this way. Come on. And that should be it. So, oh no, still can't figure it out. Maybe it's at the other end as well. We've not put the crisscross in here either. So we'll pop that in on this side in Vienna. And then a couple signals in here. The absolute bare minimum gets the train running on the right sides of the tracks here. Yeah, a charity stream. Oh, that is a great idea. 24 hours is a long time though. You would all have to be roped in to support me on that, because there's absolutely no way I could sit here on my own playing this game to myself for 24 hours. But yeah, it's a great idea. I think when Transport Fever 3 does that, when that does come out, I think that's a good time maybe to do something like that. Yeah, or I'm low on cash again, but I do want to connect in Munich. As we come towards the end of this stream, we are international now. That was our goal from the start. We have Munich's a big old town, an important town in Germany, so we need to make sure this is properly connected with a good sized tram loop. So we connect Munich in. We'll make sure that our tram loop is well covered with tram tracks. After a 40-60, well, the 40-70 or the 50-60. Is that what you mean? I've got 32 gigabytes of RAM in here and a 3070 Ti, which I think is about equivalent to a 4060 actually, or not far off. But again, it's all laptop and it's thermal performance, so I think is the limiting factor in that. 5050 is a good budget option. You are right, Vex. I think again with this game, when you come to it, I think you can always lower your graphics properties. I think the main thing, I need the right kind of building here. The main thing is your CPU. Get a good CPU with some good cooling on it, and we'll get the most out of this game, I think. And I think the same will be true for the next one as well. So we're going to put in some new trams onto our Munich loop, starting off as we always do at the station terminal, and then we go back there and back around counterclockwise so that we get bi-directional travel. And this is our V Munich tram loop. First day out stream for subs, all at least first week. Do you mean when the new game comes out? Okay, so we've got our tram loop running for Munich. We have Vienna. Let's see, how's Vienna connected in? Vienna, where am I? I'm lost, I've gone the wrong side. Wien. Oh, it's not very well connected actually here. I don't know if it's connected with anybody really. So we could do with connecting in Austria. We won't need too many tram stops here. I think we go one at the bottom here, and then we'll come along this road. It's going to be pretty much a line back and forth to try and connect in as much of the town here as we can. In fact, I might drop this stop there on that corner to connect as much as we can. Rightio, so let's get ourselves a tram stop somewhere in here as well, and make sure we've got a tram route for Vienna. That hopefully connects in most of what we need, and we'll get a couple, again, we'll get a couple shuttles running back and forth along here on a new line. So we go there, 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 and then we're not doing a loop here, we're just going back down So this is our V. Oh, we need the V. And this will be our shuttle. Because it's just going back and forwards on there, and hopefully that gets the people of Vienna moving. The Austrians are connected into our international railway network, which is now up and running. How are we doing at the end of this stream then? We are going to draw it to a close, but how are we doing in this one? We are not bankrupt, which is number one. So we are pretty healthy with our money, and all of our passenger lines are running, and they're not bankrupting us, which is good. We have some new passenger lines running, new passenger trains as well, which is really nice. Our Mannheim Fuel, I absolutely love, in the lovely blue. And we've got some new towns connected in, which are booming as a result of our new passenger connections. Love to see it. We've got Frankfurt's doing really well. There's loads of people want to get on this Frankfurt train. So maybe the case for a shuttle between Kassel and Frankfurt is on the cards. Bonn to Kassel, that train's doing pretty well. Finances wise, it's not made as much money yet. But there's lots of people waiting for it, so maybe it needs to be a longer train. But yeah, we're doing pretty well. Let's have a look at our headquarters where we started the episode. And our headquarters is not upgraded. That is disappointing. We've got a 44 company score. Good night, Vex. I will see you soon, I'm sure. See you on next week's stream. So we are doing well. Our towns are all growing. The number of tracks we have is growing. So what do we do in the next episode? That's what I want to know. If you've got some time in the chat just now before you go, what should we do? Do we connect in more cargo into our network, or do we increase the number of passengers? Because there are some pretty big towns not yet connected. We need to connect this line here, that Regensburg and Nuremberg, Würzburg, the Bergs. We've also got Pilsen. More roads. Yeah, I do think roads would be really cool, but at the time we are, our country roads are still look like this. I think when yeah, more ports and roads, that's a good idea. Maybe we need to do some alternative transport methods and try those out. We've got this nice little triangle of Magdeburg, Halle and Leipzig here, which, you know, maybe we could have a little road network that connects into a railway network. Rostock, you know, Andre, you've been on this so many times. Rostock's got to be connected in, hasn't it? And you know, it needs a port. Rostock, I'm sure Rostock, there's a big port in Rostock. That's got to be connected in, and we've got to bring over some ore and some of this northern industry into our network, I think. So there's a few things we could do on the next playthrough. I think in honor of Andre, we're going to bring in Rostock into the mix and Strasland here. Bring those into our passenger network to Hamburg. That's an obvious direction. We've also got some other towns that we could connect in. And we've got a little loop from Munich to Nuremberg and back to Frankfurt as well. So there's lots to do in the next episode. I will be here on next Sunday at 8:15 UK time, wherever that is for you, if you want to join in. Otherwise, like and subscribe. Love to you all, and I'll see you next week, hopefully. All the best with your weeks, and stay safe. See you again soon.